Hi writers! Today I'd like to continue our lessons on persuasive opinion writing. So I'd like you to go grab your gingerbread house and I'd like you to start looking very closely at the details. When we write persuasively, trying to convince someone of our opinion, we have to be very observant. We have to look at all of the details closely and pick very good adjectives, which are describing words, to describe whatever we're trying to entice someone to see as our opinion. So, in our gingerbread house, I'd like you to grab it and look very closely at what makes your gingerbread house different or special or unique or enticing to that gingerbread family versus someone else's house. And we're trying to convince those gingerbread cookies to come live in our house. So let's get started by reviewing what we did yesterday. I'm going to pull up my Oreo graphic organizer. If you have yours, you can grab it too. If you just have a regular piece of paper, that's okay. Remember, when we write our opinion or persuasion, we think of the acronym OREO. O-R-E-O. And you guys are second graders, so we repeat the middle. It's kind of like a triple stuffed Oreo. Oh, that sounds delicious. So instead of just doing one reason and example, we repeat it. Reason, example, reason, example. Okay, so it's kind of like O-R-E-R-E-R-E-O. Okay, because this is a triple stuffed Oreo because you guys are second graders and you can really think of some good reasons and examples. My opinion started with a question, and it sounded like this yesterday. Have you been searching for the sweetest house around? Well, look no further. I built the perfect house for you. But I can't just stop there. Now I have to do the good stuff, the reasons, and the examples. So if I look closely at that gingerbread house that I just showed you, I'm scratching my chin trying to think of really good reasons. I might start with something like this. First of all, and I'll have to write it kind of small if I'm using this organizer. My gingerbread house is a sugar palace. Oh my goodness. Is a sugar palace. Ooh. Full of gumdrops. That's true. Full of gumdrops. Okay. Now I'm not just going to end there. Now I want to give an example. So I want to specifically say something about those gumdrops. Something about that sugar palace full of gumdrops. So I'm going to continue specifically giving an example. My gumdrops. So I'm giving an example to even give more details about my reason. My gumdrops are rolled, oh goodness, are rolled in sugar and they are sure to melt in your mouth. Yum! That sounds delicious. Am I done? No, I'm a second grade opinion writer. Now I'm going to do the next reason and example. Okay, so I'm looking at my gingerbread house and I'm deciding... I'm going to talk about the lollipops, okay? So I might even say, up here I said first of all, okay? I could say next or second, or I could just keep going with my reasons, okay? So I'm just going to keep going. These lollipops, ooh, I love the lollipops. These lollipops will be sure to satisfy. And I know I'm going to do syllable swoops. Satisfy. Every syllable needs a vowel. Good, I've got a vowel in every syllable. Let me reread. These lollipops will be sure to satisfy your sweet tooth. That's making me hungry. I sure want to move into this house, right? Now, I can't just stop there. I need to give an example, okay? So I might say something like, for example, these, now I'm going to say a describing word. I'm going to say homemade, okay? So that is an adjective that's going to describe the lollipops. These homemade lollipops have frosting, have edible. Edible, do you guys know what edible means? Edible means they can be eaten. For example, these homemade lollipops have edible frosting sticks. Ooh, frosting sticks with a scrumptious, every clap needs a vowel. Okay, I'm good there. For example, these homemade lollipops have edible frosting sticks with a scrumptious strawberry. And remember, I always cut a word in between the two twin letters, the double consonants, strawberry. Good. For example, these homemade lollipops have edible frosting sticks with a scrumptious strawberry filling. Yum! Okay. Next up, I'm going to do a third reason because you are a second grade writer and we're going to have a triple stuffed Oreo. Okay, so look closely and I might even have a transition phrase. Another reason you should pick this house or you should pick my palace is because it's filled with friends. It's already filled with friends. And as you notice from my picture before, it is already filled with friends. Okay, now I want to be specific. I see a ninja, maybe a ballerina, maybe a cook to do all your cooking. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Okay. So now I'm going to go back here after I look closely. Another reason you should pick my palace is because it's already filled with friends. Now, my example, I'm going to specifically give an example about my house. This palace has a ninja. This palace has a ninja, comma, because I'm doing a list, a cook, and even a ballerina. How fun! And there's an example. Now, I'm not done there. I did my triple stuffed reason, example, but now I need my bottom Oreo again. I can't forget about the bottom cookie. So now I'm just going to go back to my beginning. Oh, have you been searching for the sweetest house around? Well, look no further. I built the perfect house for you. Okay. Now, I called it a palace because I even thought, oh my goodness, that is a really good description. So I might even cross this word out up here and write palace. And I might cross this word out and write palace because writers are always editing. And then down here in my final opinion, I'm going to say it again, so I hope to convince those gingerbread cookies. I'm going to use the word palace, okay? And I might say something like, as you can see, because when you list examples and reasons for things, you want to kind of reiterate. We talked a lot about reasons and examples, so I'm going to say, as you can see, this is hands down. This is hands down the most delightful. Ooh, here's some more describing words. The most delightful, and delicious palace. around. Okay, then I'm going to go back and reread to see if I followed the Oreo format. Have you been searching for the sweetest palace around? Well, look no further. I built the perfect palace for you. First of all, my gingerbread palace is a sugar palace full of gumdrops. My gumdrops are rolled in sugar and they're sure to melt in your mouth. These lollipops will be sure to satisfy your sweet tooth. For example, these homemade lollipops have edible frosting sticks with a scrumptious strawberry filling. Another reason you should pick my palace is because it's already filled with friends. This palace has a ninja, a cook, and even a ballerina. As you can see, this is hands down the most delightful and delicious palace around.